It's live, pal. 33 burning MCU questions. The first one being, who will be the first Canadian superhero? I'm going to go with Wolverine. It's got to be him. I don't see any other character. It's not going to be North Star. It's not going to be Snowguard. I think the first comic book character who they adapt to the movies is going to be Wolverine. Logan, James held it. Did the Raptors, question number 2, still win the championship in 2019? I actually had a planned guest for this video who I'm probably going to have next week or a week afterwards, but living in the California area, that Golden State, if you will, this was directed towards him, but he's not here. The Raptors winning the championship in 2019, that's significant because in the film Endgame, 2018 happened, and we get a 5-year jump into the year 2019. Did the Raptors win the title that year? Of course they did. What do you mean? The next question, question number 3 of 33. Has Marvel surpassed Star Wars? Deep question. The short answer is yes. Well, and this is your opinion, right? If you loved Star Wars, nothing that Marvel does in the films is going to change your mind. But I'm pretty sure they've been surpassed 100%. Guys, if you are, there's 3 of you guys so far. If you're in the chat room, type anything so I know that it's working. Please and thank you. Marvel, if you think about character-wise, yes. How many household characters do you know in Star Wars, okay? Darth Vader, for sure. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia. Yoda, we'll give Yoda. But like the casual fan, the casual, regular, everyday person, they know about 4 Star Wars characters. Captain America, Spider-Man, the Hulk. Iron Man is an A-lister now. You know what I mean? People know who Captain Marvel is. They know all the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. That's 7 right there that are undisputable. Everybody knows, I was going to say Sam, but not everyone knows Sam. People like Nick Fury. Bonjour, Rock Mac BTW. Thank you for joining me for the 2nd week in a row. I was asking earlier, did the Raptors win that title in 2019? I hope you're a sports fan. But that's what I was asking. Now I'm on has Marvel surpassed Star Wars? And I'm saying totally yes. Question number 4. All right. Real question here. Adult Groot or teen Groot? Either or. I know Baby Groot is the answer. Everybody loves Baby Groot. Do Baby Groot. Do Baby Groot. But Adult Groot, that's the man. That's the strong one. Teen Groot, yeah, he lifted the hammer, but anyone can lift that hammer. So I roll with Adult Groot. Question number 6. What was Captain America's first kiss since defrosting? Remember when Black Widow kissed him early in that film? And then he goes, remember on the escalator? She goes, that wasn't your first kiss since you've come back. But I feel like if you answer that question, then it's true. Was that his first kiss? Or did he, fondue with anyone else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I think that waitress from Avengers #1 had her eye on Captain America, and that was the first kiss. Because Steve don't play. It doesn't take that long for Steve to get some action, okay? I see a comment. Adult Groot. We are Groot. That's right. That's right. He spoke. Adult Groot said 2 more words than the average Groots can say. I am Groot. He added we are. Adult. That's what I'm talking about. The next question we run to is, which Avenger did worse in school? Easy. Spider-Man, he's in school and he's an Avenger. You know how many times he's skipping class to go save lives? And he's not even going to finish school because his identity has been revealed in the last movie, Spider-Man. With the exception of, no, not even. She's not an Avenger yet. I was going to say Cassie Lang. Question number 8. What's the 2nd most dangerous city? Obviously, the most dangerous city is going to be New York. By the way, hello, hey fellas, the gray man. What's going on? What's the 2nd most dangerous city in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I'm going to roll with Sokovia. It was elevated up into the air by Ultron, and then it got dropped. Nothing has happened to any city more than worse than that? More? Yes, they have visited other cities before, like Norway. They visited like London in Thor: The Dark World and in Spider-Man: Far From Home. But that wasn't really a threat. Far From Home had like projections. It was all wizardry from Mysterio's tech. This is a threat. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. This looks like a very long list of questions you are going for here. Well, I'm at question number 9, and I plan to keep it on 30 minutes because I don't want my streams to be a drag. I know I'm in streams usually that go 3 hours, and I feel like, man, I don't want to commit to a 3-hour relationship. So I do like to keep it 30 minutes. And if you check my previous 2, they've been short, like 30 minutes roughly. The question number 9 is, how did you believe Fury lost an eye? So we know that the Flurkin scratched his eye. We found that out in year 2019 in that film. But prior to that, I remember a scene in Winter Soldier where Cap is talking to Nick Fury and he says, "Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye." Well, what did we think at that point? What was your theories? I thought it was related to a Skrull. If someone wants to answer that question, I'll stop the stream just to speak to you. G'day, Raven. Hey, Raven. Good to be joined by you. You can contribute at any time in this live chat, and like I said, I'll stop the stream to go see what he says. I like the London scene in Thor, tearing up the underground. Yeah, people give Thor: The Dark World a hard time. It was a great movie. I don't know what would the worst MCU film be. That's not one of my questions here, but to me, maybe Guardians 2. And it's a great movie. I'm not calling it bad, okay? But just because Peter Quill lost his powers. He was half eternal, half celestial, and he killed his dad. And because he killed his dad, his powers disappeared. And I feel like that was not a level up the way I want movies to progress and things to get better. That was a step down, which turned me off to that movie. I bet if I watched it again, which I've watched it many times, but if I watched it again now, after the Infinity War and the Endgame stuff with Thanos is over, I'll be able to appreciate all the other things inside there, like Baby Groot. What'd you say? Gun? I don't know what you mean by that. Well, we go to gun. Like that's how Nick Fury would have lost his eye. Yeah, you would expect something epic like that. But I remember in Winter Soldier, I saw a scratch mark on his eye. Well, we know where that's from. The the Flurkin, the orange cat. Question number 10. Are Happy and May still together? Last we seen the aunt of Spider-Man and Happy Hogan, the assistant to Tony Stark Iron Man, were together. Spidey asked him, "What's going on between you two?" Her answer was, "No, it was just a summer fling." And he felt like he was still together with her. Moving forward, are they still a couple? Happy Hogan's a nice dude. I want nice things for him. And I think they're still together. I'm a believer in love. We're gonna say that they're still together. That was not a bad movie. Hulk 2008 was a good movie, okay? One of the best Stan Lee cameos. Aggressively, he says, "I figured he got left behind by someone and had to fight out losing an eye. Some real basic military stuff. The space cat was way cooler." You do not mean that at all. I know your sense of humor. But if you do mean that, then it's your opinion. I thought it was in relation to the Winter Soldier, not a Firkin. Yeah, it wasn't a Flurkin. And then the Greyman says, "I dislike Civil War, as I hate seeing heroes fight each other." Get used to that. They always fight each other. The Avengers, when Tony met with Thor, met with Steve, they fought each other. When Black Panther was introduced, Black Panther, all he did was fight. He fought a case. All he did was fight in that film. And then we go to Happy Hogan should be with Pepper Potts. That's sick. That is Tony's property. She does whatever he requires. Let's go to the next question. 11. Which Disney Plus series are you least interested in? The What If is the least interesting to me. I'm going to act like that doesn't count because it's going to be animated. So out of the legitimate ones, Moon Knight. I don't know much about Moon Knight, and therefore I don't care much for him. I wonder how you guys feel about that. Question number 12. Hulk's CGI butt. How long did you look? I looked on the screen for about half the amount of time Hulk's butt was on screen. during Thor Ragnarok, got out that bathtub, and wasn't wearing anything underneath. Yes, a momentary battle is always right, but not for the whole movie. We're still talking about the heroes fighting. But that was the theme of this movie, right? They can't. If they kept doing that, I'd be probably just as upset with it as you are. But I'm okay with one movie being a civil war, and then all the other movies won't be civil war, which they won't. They weren't. They've always been good with each other after that. In the comics, Pepper and Hogan were married. Pepper was a momentary fling for the womanizer Stark with the knowledge. Dude, really? Moon Knight is mad. I don't know much about him. Therefore, I'm least interested. Look at the competition. We got Ms. Marvel, who I love probably the most of that bunch. She-Hulk means a whole lot for the Hulk verse. I'm kind of a fan of Mark Ruffalo and what they're doing with him. It sucks that another studio, Universal, has a lot of the film rights and it's going to restrict them. So She-Hulk is going to give me a lot of story in that part, and Hulk is a major part of the universe. We got how am I forgetting the shows? Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, I'm just gonna be thirsty for that. I like the way he threw that shield in that trailer in the Super Bowl, and that's the only one like that we got to see from the Super Bowl. That's not true. We got to see also WandaVision, which as a mutant fan, I'm kind of interested in. And then we're gonna get Loki, and there's a movie coming out called Multiverse of Madness. That's really interesting to me. It's got to be Moon Knight because process of elimination for me. The She-Hulk, but they're most likely going Gaynor the lawyer stuff. Is that a typo? Because I don't know what that means. Maybe that's the person's name. Next question. 13. Can a Skrull turn into a filing cabinet? Why would a Skrull want to turn into a filing cabinet? Is what the quote said in the movie. Yes, he can turn into a filing cabinet. Why not? Question number 14. Will Sam and Bucky fight? No, just for you. Grayman doesn't want them to fight. I'm with you. Sam and Bucky will not fight in this new show. There's going to be 6 straight episodes of harmony. Them two will not battle each other. Would you say aggressively? With the MCU, the scale is great to awesome. Of all the bad movies come from folk looking for weakness, but it's like bringing up that one time Mayweather got hit in the fight and he still won. Aggressively relaxing is a fellow YouTuber here. He does, how do I explain this? Radio shows, okay, within the Marvel universe, as if he's living in the Marvel universe. And then he posts them on. Like, so whatever week of comic books happens, they'll be talking about what happened in comic book X. Check him out. And then Raven says over here, would you be able to open the filing cabinet? No, you wouldn't, unless the Skrull wanted you to open the filing cabinet. Ignore, I meant ignore. So let me read your comments, knowing that you meant ignore. She-Hulk, but they're most likely going to ignore the lawyer stuff. No, I think the lawyer stuff is key. I actually think that may tie into Spider-Man. I don't know if they're going to ignore the lawyer stuff. I feel like that's a big part of her character. And usually when they ignore something, it's because it's problematic or the movie audiences won't test, they won't react nicely to it. A lawyer, a woman being something successful in that kind of field, that's an image you want to promote. I don't think they'll ignore it. But thanks for clarifying. We go to question 15. Where is the Red Skull? So that's the main branch reality that we live in. Gamora was killed. Thanos got the stone. 5 years have passed. And, where is the Red Skull? He's still on Vormir. We have no evidence that shows that he can travel elsewhere. He doesn't have the Space Stone anymore. It's been destroyed. And it's not like the stones recreate after they're destroyed. So Red Skull's stuck on Vormir. I don't feel sorry for him. Question number 16. How do you introduce the Fantastic Four? Wow. Within the last 5 years that happened between movies, they became a little bit popular. They are scientists, and their spaceship went up into space. They're going to go through like a time warp where when they come back out, they will have been superheroes already. And so that way we don't get an origin story. They just kind of show up like, well, we just fought the Cancerverse or some other universe to get into here. Now we're back home. And they're like, well, weren't you guys with the spaceship that went up in 2019? Now they're back. That's how you introduce the FF. Just skip the origin story. The family knew each other for forever. The Thing is the Thing, and he's not crying about it because we already saw that in 2 films so far. But I do need time to pass, you know what I mean? So that they're not learning their powers. Question number 17. What's the funnier joke? Night Monkey or Peter Tingle? I laughed more at Night Monkey because Betty was still convinced that was his name and she's calling out. She's on the Ferris wheel. Night Monkey! Night Monkey! You can't beat that. Peter Tingle was good too. Question number 18. What's the worst Stan Lee cameo? The answer to this worst Stan Lee cameo is Ant-Man and the Wasp. There was a car, someone shot their shrinking gun, and his car shrunk. And he says, well, the 60s were great, but now I'm paying for it. Lame. Compared to the others. Question number 19. What did the Avengers do with Thanos' corpse? They killed him, sliced him in half. It felt like Nebula cared about him. So if anything, Nebula was the only one to bury Thanos. So she didn't say, hey, Thor, let me use that axe for a minute. No. Nebula's the only one who cared enough. Captain Marvel didn't care. She wanted to kill him herself. Only kept him alive so that they can do some questioning. Wolf Warner. Popping in as I take a break from remote teaching. What up, Chillmonger? Just asking those questions that need to be asked. Hi, CM. Sorry I'm late. You're not sorry for being late because you didn't know I was even streaming. And it's a blessing for you to even join me. I'm not entitled to anyone joining me at all. Beware the Night Monkey. You see that trailer that Sony did right before the Spider-Man Far From Home DVD came out? They made a trailer as if Night Monkey was a real thing. It was really funny. I'd say the one with the observers, it was really stretched. You're talking about Guardians Volume 2, that cameo. Acid Flashback Stan. Acid Flashback Stan? I don't remember this one. What's the Acid Flashback Stan? Was that when Doctor Strange was going through universes? Was that the Acid Flashback? I don't. Was that when he was drinking the Hulk's green thing? That was it? I like that one. Watchers, I know what you mean. We go to question number 20. Are you still mad at Loki? This is a villain. You saw what he did to New York. You saw what he did to Thor. Loki is straight up dark. Am I still mad at Loki? Yeah, because if you think of all the wrongs he did, even up to Thor Ragnarok, he was like putting something behind Thor's back because he wanted to trick him and shit. Loki's evil, and I don't feel sorry for anything that comes to him. He died. I think he died for real this time. Pretty sure he died for real. Anytime they say something like, no more tricks, when they reinforce it, or when Spider-Man killed Mysterio, he asked Edith, his glasses, hey, is Mysterio really dead? Anytime they go the extra mile to assure me that this character is dead, then I'm going to believe that they're dead. We go to the next question. Number 21. How will Thor shed the weight? Recently, PETA, P-E-T-A, are starting a petition to Taika Waititi, who directs Thor, so that they could say, when Thor loses weight in the new movie, make him say he's a vegan. That's interesting. Except for beer, the way he got his weight, that's vegan too. I think he'll just lose the weight in a little montage of just training. It'll be comedic because it's Thor, and that's the new direction of Thor. From great to awesome. Yeah. But Teen Titans Go to the Movies was the worst. That doesn't count. MCU Burning Questions. The one you mentioned, talking about the... And that was a good cameo anyways. When he was on the roller skate, that was crazy. I cameo in DC even? Yeah, you do. Talking about... I'm mistaking my cameos. That was the Batman. Batman was on roller skates, and he's like on Batman, and he kept on switching weapons. Whatever. The one you mentioned. Talking about the 60s. Yeah, he shrank and thought it was an acid flashback. At least that's my interpretation of the gag. Loki's death was really dumb, I thought. Hey, you. Second Street Marvel. I wish I could be doing the stream with you, but internet problems, with everyone using the computers these days. We'll probably do one with Second Street Marvel, Trinity, We'll probably do one next week or the next time I do one of these. If we don't do it next week, we'll do it the week after that, God willing. It's all love whenever the internet cooperates. Rocks. Hell yes, and apparently he was mind controlled during the Battle of New York. No, he was mind controlled during the Battle of New York. You sound like the worst defense lawyer ever. I'll give you a second shot at trying to defend Loki. There's no way he was mind controlled during the Battle of New York. He was the one wielding the Mind Stone. He was the one doing the mind controlling to Hawkeye. Eric Selvig. Get out of here. Raphael says, I actually hated the good guy, Loki. He's supposed to be charming and alluring, but his selfishness and, evil too, should never be covered up. It's evil, man. If you do one good thing and one bad thing, you'll cancel it out, and I'll be neutral with you. He did more than one bad thing. What'd you say over here? Open to him and Star-Lord having bought that Bowflex. Yeah, I'm going to commit. I'm going to get a Bowflex. That was an Infinity War. Tessa Thompson comments were made in November 2018 while at the European premiere of Creed #2. Which Tessa Thompson comments? The one where she says, which Tessa Thompson comment? The only one I can think of her saying on a red carpet was when she explained that the Christian Bale was going to play the villain. And then you say CBR, man. By the way, this guy has a Cancer Culture is Bullying is the name of his username. I'm happy with you guys joining me, but I am not one of those anti-diversity channels. I'm also not the opposite of that and what they claim. I'm not that SJW who's just pro everything. I choose not to play a part in these terms, cancel culture, other things. Usually in my videos, I just kind of talk about the entertainment itself, the media, and I don't even bring up myself. Like, I don't talk about my personal life for the most part. There's not much you know about me. I live in Toronto. That's about it, right? I love my comic book characters and my media. So when I see cancel culture and stuff like that, I have done videos in the past regarding race and but that is not what my branding is. So when I see that, it's like, it's not what I'm trying to promote. But I'm also not going to shy away from things like that if it's on my stream. CBR, man. Oh, the website? I forget why you said CBR. Let me scroll up to understand why you said that. Don't know. Oh, yeah, that was the Taika Waititi thing. That's what you mean. And then this guy says over here, Rogue has a limit to how much power she can absorb. She failed to absorb Juggernaut, Apocalypse, etc. Can she drain the new cosmic version of Captain Marvel? Not Ms. Marvel. Yes, I know what you mean. They can do whatever they want to do. Just don't contradict yourself in the film universe. I'm sure they do want to suck out Captain Marvel's powers because she's way too powerful. I'm going to be wondering in the next movie, well, where's Captain Marvel right now? In Far From Home, they answered that question. Spider-Man asked it. And then the Skrull, who was Nick Fury, he goes, don't even invoke her name. It feels like the Avengers were busy with something and, we don't know the exact answer. We just know that there is an answer, but they addressed it. Every film, I'm going to be wondering, where's this Captain Marvel who can zip planet to planet to planet? The only thing that slowed her down was Infinity Stones, the Power Stones specifically. There is a middle ground. It's always a middle ground. Damn, I got to go for a jog after just reading the name Creed. Oh, yeah. That Creed #2, when he was running in the sand, that was crazy. Just promote people not being opinionated, annoying twats. Question number 21. That was how Thor was shed late. Question 22 is Chadwick Boseman. Is he too thin? I talked to Professor Bill about this on our podcast. That's on Comic Book University. I don't think he's too thin for life. Healthy, active living is great. To play Black Panther, yes. But he's also not playing Black Panther for another year till they film. He's good. Question 23. How does Korg know rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, they made that joke in Ragnarok, but how the hell does he know? Well, the first time we saw Korg, his species, was in Thor: The Dark World. I want to say that in Thor: The Dark World, where there was all those convergences, those portals that went from realm to realm to realm, Korg took a peek to see what was happening in London, on Earth. And he happened to see people playing rock, paper, scissors. It's simple. This beats this, and then this will cut this, and then you put this on top of that. He probably picked that up real quick. He saw that, and then that's why he knew the joke so that he could be able to say it in Thor Ragnarok. Because I just don't believe that they played the game rock paper scissors up in space. He had to have learned it from Earth. The only time he was ever on Earth pre-Endgame was when he looked through one of those convergences when all the planets lined up and the realms were the same place. Question number 24. Why was Mark Ruffalo's signature after Chris Hemsworth's signature? That was in Endgame's credits. And then it became Chris Evans' signature and then Robert Downey Jr.'s. But why are they giving better billing if this was a wrestling card? The match that played after Thor, Chris Hemsworth, was the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. That means that they value him a little bit more than you'd think. That means that they have a lot of plans for the Hulk, more so than Thor. That means they're trying to butter him up right before a contract. That means that there is plans for Hulk, and I'm happy for that. Seeing that Hulk hasn't had a full movie, and he is a mainstay. He is a franchise, and he hasn't had his own movie since 2008 because of Universal and Disney. Because Disney bought them, and Universal doesn't want to play ball with Disney. Question number 25. Where is the Mandarin? Well, the guy we met in Iron Man 3 was not the Mandarin. Mandarin he's got to be in China. That's the market that they're trying to appeal. So he's going to be in China. What's he been doing? I don't know. They could do the Mandarin and the 10 Rings the way that it's done in the Ironheart comic book. They could do Mandarin the way it was done historically in the Iron Man comic book with actual 10 rings that represented something. It remains to be seen. Like fossils in a museum. 26. Did they ever need to change the Wi-Fi password at Kamartaj? What was it even? It was Shambhala or something. And then he says, "What is this, your mantra?" It's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages. They did have to change the Wi-Fi password because that's not the first thing you think about for a Wi-Fi password. That's like a creative thing that you keep changing. So I don't know what the first password was. Strawberry? I don't know. But they changed the Wi-Fi password for sure because all of the Dark Wizards, when Caecilius went rogue, they had to change the password for him, specifically him. Let's go. I'm a little bit later on comments, actually, so let me scroll up here. It says, who is Chadwick Boseman? He's taking over as Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman is the actor who plays T'Challa. It's Universal. Yeah, game. Lizard Spock. I don't know why you said that. Can the MCU bring characters with unlimited powers into the MCU live-action movies like The Beyonder? Like Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a character with unlimited powers. They can do it, but they wouldn't make it unlimited. I can see the Phoenix Force being done, but they would have to nerf it. They had someone with an Infinity Gauntlet with 6 different stones, but they had to level it. All of a sudden, Thor's axe could fight a beam with 6 Infinity Stones, the things that started the universe, according to its own mythology. That's BS, but they did that. And Hulk died in the MCU. He swallowed a bullet in the Avengers. If, say, Thor cut off his head, I'm going to say he can't die, even though his head would be gone. Then we go to you, who asks, wait, you said, will the Chinese market appreciate their countrymen as being the bad guy, Bill? They got to get over that, man. They can't be too sensitive. Because they're also going to have a hero who's of Chinese descent. The comics, Korg and his brothers tried to invade Earth, and Thor stopped them. But in the movies, they've never invaded Earth. So that does not apply. But that's good to know, regardless. My Australian friend. Oh right, yeah, he's Black Panther. He's already Black Panther. I don't think he is too skinny. He looks pretty buff to me. I'm talking about things I've seen on his Instagram page. Go there, Chadwick Boseman's Instagram. You're gonna see he has like cheekbones that are more prevalent, and he got really thin. Captain Marvel is not overpowered. The next phase is the Avengers versus true cosmic powers such as Galactus, Michael Korvac, Adam Warlock, Silver Surfer, the Beyonders, etc. So you need some cosmic heroes. You say that like it's factual. Galactus, probably not. They just got the rights back to the Fox characters, and he's one of those characters. Adam Warlock, most likely, because it was actually teased in one of the films. I don't know if that's the next phase. You say that with such certainty, and I don't have that confidence. Oh, right, he is already black. I read that actually. And we go to aggressively. We already saw the Watchers. Did we really though? I appreciate if they keep Chadwick Boseman a bit skinny and generally all the other heroes. I mean, fit, yes, but not over buffed. That takes a huge toll on the actors. None of the actors were over buffed. They were just buff. Wanda is a glass cannon, as Hawkeye and the Black Order show it. So is she more powerful than Captain Marvel? Or is this just a marketing ploy by Feige? Yeah, marketing ploy by Feige. There happens to be a Wanda show happening next, so he's going to call her the most powerful to make you interested in watching Wanda. And then after that, he's going to say, the most powerful Avenger is back. And that's in Thor, Love and Thunder. And then he'll say Captain Marvel when her movie is next. Question number 27. Was old man Steve Rogers at the funeral during Civil War? No, he had to commit. You had years and years and years to be with your woman in privacy. You already attended this funeral once. You remember it. So you did not play with that time stream. He let everything else pass and happen the way that it was supposed to happen. And he backed off. So I'm pretty sure he did not even go to the funeral. Question number 29. Where is Betty Ross? I don't even know the answer to this. This was something I wanted to ask my guest during this show who canceled. Betty Ross, where was she? Shoot. Crying. She's not doing anything significant, though. We're just going to be like, oh, look, she's working at a diner. Question number 30, Christine Everhart. She's working at the Daily Bugle with J. Jonah Jameson. Christine Everhart is that pretty interview reporter from Iron Man 1 that Pepper Potts booted. She's like, yeah, I do everything for Tony. And sometimes that calls to even pick out the trash. There's a car that's outside. It'll take you wherever you need to go. Question number 31. The best Easter egg cameo that was not Stan Lee. Jim Starlin, because I actually caught that one in Avengers Endgame. He's the comic book writer who created the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, Silver Surfer comic book. Before that one, he started this stuff. He made Thanos first, co-created it with an artist. That was the best one. Question, oh no, Lou Ferrigno with the pizza. We're giving Hulk 2008 a lot of love right now. Question number 32 is, what does Hawkeye's wife think of Natasha? It's catty. I think she's such like a good human being that she has no issues, especially because she knows she can't breed kids. She's been spayed and neutered the way that Bob Barker used to ask us to do. She cannot have kids. They're friends. Natasha has saved Hawkeye's life a number of times. She saved Hawkeye's life on her way out, if she's really out. Once they return the Soul Stone, Captain America will also revive Black Widow, and then she can come back to our regular time stream. And that's why Captain America aged, because he gave away his machine to Black Widow to return to our timeline. But the relationship is fine between Natasha and Hawkeye's wife. Now the final question, 33. Who was the worst fighter in that final battle? All the fighters there. We know who it was in the big three. We know Giant Man put in work. Spider-Man. What the hell did you do? You had activate instant kill because you couldn't take it. You let the machine do it for you. Spider-Man, when you had that Infinity Gauntlet, you saw Carol Danvers. My name's Peter Parker. Hey, Peter Parker, give me that. And then what happened? All the women showed up. You had a girl fight your battle, and another girl fight your battle, another girl fight your battle, another girl. There was about 10 girls fighting your battle. And watch that footage back. What did Spidey do but fade away into the background? Worst fighter in that final battle. Even Rocket and Bucky did more dirt than you did in the final battle. Let's go back to the comments. which I haven't been watching for a little bit. He says, I got a dip, awesome show. Well, bye. Thanks for joining. Cool stream. Mate, I am off as I have a video premiering now. Cool chatting and hearing your opinions. Thank you. Is Nova the same power level as Captain Marvel? They both seem the same. Nova doesn't exist in the movies yet, but they should make them similar. Why not? Because it would be useful for cosmic threats. He says, I say Canada. Did Thor gain the Odin Force after Odin died? Now called Thor Force. Is he now the new All-Father? I thought so when I watched Ragnarok. I didn't think so after Infinity War. It's like that all went away. Inconsistent. Is Peter Parker's mate Ned Leeds the same Ned Leeds who becomes the Hobgoblin? No, not the same Ned Leeds. And remember, this is not comic books. We don't have a whole bunch of stories that we can do because we have to put out a new one every single month. We get a new Spider-Man film every 2 years. We're not going to get Hobgoblin. We haven't even gotten Green Goblin yet. OMG, Chillmonger has a YouTube channel. Yeah, this is it. It's the YouTube channel over here. I'm also on Discord. And then he says, "Hi, Professor." Yeah, that's Professor Bill right there. That's my co-podcaster, my co-host on his podcast. Well, to be fair, he was awesome in the fight prior to that. He's just a kid. When you're just a kid and you do whatever a spider can. No. To be fair, no, you're right. To be fair, he is just a kid. All those are true. I still was asking who did the worst in a fight, and he was backing away from the fight. So kid or not, he did do the worst. My dude. You're my dude too. Spider-Man always been just a kid. That's not an excuse. Damn, doing Spidey dirty. Any other suggestions? I'm not hearing any other. Like, who did the worst in that final battle? It's 37 minutes. I'll go 3 more minutes definitely just to hear what you have to say. Who did worse than Spider-Man in that final battle? Even Mantis put in work. Mantis was putting in work for Spider-Man. What about the first part of my comments? Yeah, I acknowledge that. Before I even got to read that, I realized, yeah. I really don't like Tom Holland Spider-Man. I mean, I love Tom Holland. He is a good actor, but the writers made this Spidey a hybrid between Peter and Miles, undermining the future Miles if they would ever do one. But the whole idea of Miles is that he is the contemporary version of what a Spider-Man would be, the Ultimate Comics. This isn't the 1960s version. In year 2011, when Miles Morales was made, they had the picture of what would a comic book Spider-Man be if it was today. Therefore, when we also do a movie that happens today, it's going to resemble that. That comes with the times. Nathan But Game says it is that same Ned Leeds though. It's the same Ned Leeds. It's a guy named Ned Leeds. But isn't it also Genki whose Miles is? Which is what you were saying up here. He's taken away from Miles. And you're right. Ned Leeds is Genki. That's not right. Any East African superheroes in the comics? I guess Apocalypse is from Egypt. Yeah. Nubia, Wonder Woman is from Sudan. I'm going to take those answers. Ted Cord, right? Wasn't he? No. Wakanda. Wakanda is in East Africa. Who else we got? That's about it, really. Do you think Marvel will go to the route of House and Powers X to introduce the X-Men in the MCU? Oh, man, they have never adapted a comic book story so close to the comic book. It's always been like a good gap in between time. So it's no for that reason. But I would definitely use Moira and her lives, how she kept living 10 lives. Peter Quill did the worst. I mean, he just slapped in the face from the start of Infinity War. I hate Peter Quill for that. I'll never forgive him for that. We can talk about forgiving Loki. Peter Quill, nah. I was happy when Gamora 2014 kicked you in the nuts. She missed the first time, but she got them both the second time, and I celebrated. That's why they should have made adult Peter Parker, not teen Peter Parker. That is dumb, because when you make teen Peter Parker, you have the ability to make teen stories and adult stories later on. You can't just, boom, adult Peter Parker. No, you take advantage of it because these characters age unlike the comic book characters. So he's a teen now, suck it up and live with it. I'm sure the next time we see him, some time will have passed and he'll be at least an 18-year-old. Nubia is from Themyscira, East African. There are a few mutants. like gentle, right? And MCU Spider-Man is hashtag not my Spider-Man. He's the only Spider-Man that's canon. Storm is from East Africa. Where's she from? Kenya? I don't know. James needs to redeem Peter in Volume 3. Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. Quill was wrong. Comic Book University. Peter Quill's badass Frodo. Everyone agrees Peter Quill is the worst. Thank you, everyone. And I made it to my 40 minutes. You guys have anything else to say? If not, I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, thumbs up the video. There's 11 of you in here right now. I hope I get 11 thumbs up at least by the time this video ends. Thanks for joining me again for 33 burning questions. Professor Bill, would you be willing to do one of these 33 burning questions with me? I don't mind having a co-host for some of these. And it might actually give me a reason to go longer than 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Second Street Marvel. That goes to you too, of course. That is an invite to the two of you, Second Street Marvel and Comic Book University. Y'all can join me anytime. I probably will do one the next time I can reach 33 questions in my head. Raphael says, yes, they should have left teen Miles Morales and adult Peter Parker. That's what I meant. Okay. He will get there. Teen Peter Parker one day will be an adult, and we'll be able to have that. And there's enough Miles stories to keep him Miles and not and it'll still be enough fresh things to tell. Now, if they do Miles, everyone will say he's just another Peter. We already say he's just another Peter because he is just another Peter. He got bit by a spider just like Peter Parker. There's no avoiding that one. Yes. Yeah, he said yes to doing a stream with me. We're going to hold him to that. Stay safe, CM. Thank you, Sunil, one of my earliest subscribers to my channel. He said yes. Yeah, I saw. Thanks for joining me, Thomas. And then Second Street Marvel and 2. Ooh, it's both of you? Yeah. I'd have to do like no talking at all and just get the questions out there. Because I did 33 questions and I wrapped that up, 36 minutes? Each question's average about a minute. Yeah. I just don't want to make these streams too long because replay value. Second Street Marvel, you are an Uncle Tom fandom menace. What the fuck? Why would you say that? Don't you said that last time and I used another screen name. Now I know who you are. Don't say that. I told you not to say that the last time. We don't do that here. You said that to LB last time, didn't you? Don't do that divisive stuff over here, okay? Uncle Tom fandom menace. I told you. I hated Star Wars myself. It was a horrible movie. Episode 7 was crap. Episode 8 was crap and episode 9 was crap too. Stupid. Awful. Worst thing. No planning. It's a baton where you say, director, do this, screenwriter, do this. I don't know what's going to happen in episode 9, but we'll let another guy do it. No plan. Star Wars was bad. If you want to consider me part of Fandom Menace, I don't call myself that because he never joined clubs, but it is bad, okay? That's the channel you're on right now. Don't do that. Don't call people Uncle Toms and Fandom Menace and all that shit. Please. Thank you for joining me, LB. I did my 33 questions. I'm just here talking to the chat for like another couple of minutes. Thanks, man. It's always amazing to see you here. Seriously, you're one of the best. I appreciate that, Rafael Calvia. No problem. Jesus, with that, I bid you adieu. Everyone, thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and watch my podcast on YouTube every Tuesday morning, or download the podcast on Comic Book University and wherever you get your podcasts, including iTunes.